Siberia begins long before you ever reach it. Before the wind cuts your skin, before the cold numbs your breath, before the horizon disappears into endless white. You feel its presence, like a warning carried through the air. This is the coldest, emptiest frontier on Earth, a land so vast it swallows entire countries, and so silent you can hear your own heartbeat echo across the snow. Winter here is not a season. It is the ruler of this land. Temperatures fall so low they break steel, freeze rivers into solid miles of ice, and turn forests into crystallized skeletons. This is a place where surviving one night can feel like a victory against nature itself. As dawn creeps across the tundra, a pale blue light spreads over a world frozen in place. Snow drifts stretch beyond the eye's reach, shifting gently under winds colder than the surface of Mars. The forests of Siberia stand like ancient guardians, dark silent, motionless, each tree coated in thick frost, each branch bending under a weight older than memory. Deep beneath this frozen skin, the earth hides a secret, the permafrost. A layer of ice and soil that has remained frozen for tens of thousands of years. A time capsule of ancient worlds. As the wind rises, the sound is eerie, like distant whispers traveling across the tundra. Wolves emerge from the tree line, their breath turning to steam the moment it leaves their mouths. Their eyes scan the horizon, alert, cautious. Even predators move carefully here, because in Siberia the cold kills without hesitation. Across the open tundra, temperatures fall to 50 degrees, sometimes even lower. Moisture crystallizes the moment it touches the air, creating a shimmering haze that floats above the snow. It looks beautiful, but every second in this cold cuts deeper than a blade. Far to the east, the Lena River lies frozen under a shell of thick, ancient ice. The river sleeps through the winter, its entire body trapped beneath layers of white and silver. Only cracks deep within the ice remind you it is alive. The sun rises slowly, casting a faint glow across the frozen wilderness. But the warmth never reaches the ground. The cold here is too powerful, too absolute, too rooted into the bones of the land. Small villages sit scattered through the vastness, their wooden cabins wrapped in snow up to the windows. Smoke rises from chimneys and thin gray trails, instantly swallowed by the winter air. Life here is simple, quiet, and shaped by the cold. Every day is a conversation with survival. Across the horizon, a single figure moves through the tundra, a reindeer herder. His coat, fur-lined and heavy, blends into the landscape like another piece of the wilderness. His breath freezes into tiny crystals that cling to his beard. Every step crunches through layers of hardened snow. The land around him stretches out like a frozen ocean, endless, boundless, unforgiving. This is Siberia at dawn, quiet, brutal, and breathtaking. A place where the earth feels ancient, and time itself seems to slow. But the real heart of Siberia lies deeper, beyond the tundra, beyond the forests, beyond the frozen rivers, where the cold becomes unimaginable, where winter turns into a force of nature, where even fire struggles to stay alive. And that journey is only just beginning. The deeper you move into Siberia, the more the world begins to change. Forests thin out, mountains rise in the distance, and the cold sharpens into something almost alive. It presses against your skin, settles into your bones, and reminds you again and again that this land does not belong to humans. Out here, the wind carries stories of older worlds. It howls across the empty plains, lifting snow into spirals that dance like ghosts under a pale sun. The tundra stretches endlessly, a frozen desert shaped by ice, silence, and time. You begin to lose your sense of scale. Distances blur. Horizon and sky merge into a single sheet of white. It's beautiful. But there's a loneliness in it that cannot be described. A feeling that you are walking through a world the rest of humanity has forgotten. Far to the north lies one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, a region where temperatures plunge to 60 degrees C, and even the air feels too heavy to breathe. Here, frost forms inside windows. Boiling water thrown into the air explodes into a cloud of ice before it hits the ground. Metal sticks to skin like glue. Machines freeze, engines die without warning. People move slowly, deliberately, wrapped in layers of fur and wool. Their eyelashes turn white just from stepping outside. Every breath they take becomes a cloud of tiny crystals that scatter in the wind like dust from another world. Nothing here is easy, nothing here is certain. But life continues, quietly, stubbornly, defiantly. Reindeer herds move across the tundra in long, winding lines, their hooves striking the frozen earth with steady rhythm. For centuries, these herds have mapped the land better than any compass or map ever could. They know where the snow is shallow, where the ice is weak, where the wolves are waiting. The people who follow them, The nomadic families who call this land home move with an instinct refined through generations. They read the sky, the wind, the silence. A single shift in the air is enough to change their path. In this world, survival is an art. As evening approaches, the sky begins to darken. Shades of purple and deep blue spread across the horizon, and the first stars appear, cold, sharp, brilliant. And then, the night truly begins. A curtain of green light unfurls across the sky. Gentle at first, soft waves of pale color, but quickly growing bolder, brighter, more alive. The aurora. It moves like a living river of fire across the heavens, twisting, stretching, shimmering in silence. The snow reflects the glow, casting long shadows across the empty tundra. For a moment, it feels as if the whole world is breathing, as if the sky itself has come alive. In the middle of this wilderness, under a sky burning with green fire, you understand something simple. Siberia is not just cold. It is powerful, it is ancient. It is aware, the land listens. The land waits. The land decides who may stay and who must leave. And yet this night, as the aurora dances overhead, the cold begins to shift once more. Not into warmth, never that, but into something heavier, deeper, more dangerous. Because beyond the tundra, beyond the forests, beyond even the coldest villages, lies a place where winter becomes absolute. A place where temperatures fall lower than anywhere else on the planet. A place where even the air feels frozen solid. And that is where the journey now leads. The journey toward the heart of Siberia moves into a realm few have ever seen. Here the air becomes heavier, not with moisture or dust, but with cold so dense it feels physical, like a wall standing in front of you. Every breath stings, every movement slows. The cold becomes an opponent, a force you negotiate with step by step. The landscape shifts again. Forests fade away until only bare land remains, a wide, frozen emptiness stretching into the horizon like a white mirror. The snow here is untouched, sculpted only by wind. Each dune rises and falls like the surface of an ancient frozen sea. In the distance, something cracks, not thunder, not ice breaking under weight. A deeper sound, as if the earth itself is exhaling after holding its breath for too long. Frost fog rolls across the plains, a cloud of frozen air drifting low to the ground. It swallows the landscape, hiding everything behind a veil of pale white. Visibility drops to almost nothing. Your footsteps vanish behind you, erased instantly by the drifting snow. This is the kind of cold that erases tracks, shapes, even identity. A cold that makes the world feel endless. Far ahead, a thin line appears on the horizon. A ridge of low mountains, their peaks buried under snowstorms. They stand silent, ancient, unmoved by time. Many of these mountains have never been climbed. Some have no official names. Others are marked only by legends passed through remote villages. As the wind rises, the ground trembles faintly. At first, it feels like imagination, but then the vibration grows. The permafrost beneath your feet shifts, groaning under the weight of ages. Deep underground, frozen layers thousands of years old begin to move as the temperature changes. A reminder that even in a world of ice, nothing is truly still. The cold intensifies as you move deeper. Your breath hangs in the air like smoke, drifting slowly, refusing to disappear. The cold here is not just temperature, it is presence, personality, authority. Night arrives with shocking speed. The sun drops behind the mountains, and within minutes, darkness consumes the land. But Siberia has one more transformation left. The sky explodes into color. Ribbons of green, violet, and electric blue ripple across the heavens, shifting like liquid light. The aurora dances with a silent energy that feels ancient, older than the ice, older than the mountains, older than the cold itself. The snow reflects the glow, casting the entire world in surreal shades of green and blue. For a moment, even the cold seems to pause. Even the wind seems to watch. This is Siberia under the northern lights, a world caught between beauty and danger, light and shadow, life and stillness. And yet, far beyond this frozen beauty, there lies a place harsh enough to make even this landscape feel gentle. A place where the cold reaches its final, absolute limit. A place where winter becomes something no human body is made to endure. And it is there that the story ends, or begins again, depending on who survives the journey. The aurora slowly fades, leaving behind a sky washed in deep blue. The silence returns, heavy, wide, absolute. But the air feels different now. Colder, sharper, as if the night itself is preparing for something far more unforgiving. You move forward, deeper into the heart of the frozen wilderness, where even the lights of the aurora cannot reach. The ground hardens beneath your feet, the snow thinning until you walk on pure ice, ancient layers pressed together for thousands of winters. Here the cold is no longer a sensation. It is a presence surrounding you like a living wall. Every breath freezes before it leaves your lungs. Every blink forms tiny crystals on your eyelashes. The world narrows to the simple act of staying alive in a land that never asked you to be here. And then the wind returns. Not a gentle breeze, but a low, rising howl sweeping across the plains, lifting shards of ice into the air like broken glass. The storm builds quickly, its force gathering in the darkness ahead. Within minutes, visibility collapses. The world becomes a swirl of white and shadow, snow rushing sideways with the power of a tidal wave. This is a Siberian whiteout, a storm so blinding it erases the difference between ground and sky. Even experienced travelers lose their direction here. Many never find it again. Yet somewhere through the blizzard, a faint glow appears. Not sunlight, not fire, but the reflection of pale morning hidden behind the storm. You push toward it, each step a struggle against the force of the wind, each breath burning with cold that feels older than memory. Slowly, the storm begins to thin. Snow settles, shapes return. And as you step out of the blinding white, you find yourself standing on the edge of a vast frozen basin. This is the coldest region of Siberia, the place where temperatures plunge to the lowest ever recorded on Earth. A region so harsh that even sound seems to freeze before it can travel. The landscape is motionless. Ice stretching across the valley like a cracked mirror, frost rising from the ground in frozen pillars, the sky tinted with soft violet as dawn pushes through the last of the storm. Here, the cold reaches its final limit. Not the cold you feel with your hands or skin, but a deeper cold, the kind that sinks into objects, into land, into time itself. And in this stillness, Siberia reveals a strange kind of beauty. Not warm, not welcoming, but pure, untouched, unbroken. This frozen frontier shows you the world as it existed long before cities, long before roads, long before the noise of humanity. A world shaped only by winter and silence. As the sun finally rises, its light sweeps across the ice, turning the entire valley into a field of diamonds. Each crystal sparkles with its own tiny gleam, a universe of reflections glowing for just a moment before fading back into the cold. You realize then, Siberia does not try to frighten you. It does not try to impress you. It simply exists on its own terms, unchanged by anything except time. A land that demands respect and gives nothing easily. A land that reminds you that some parts of Earth remain wild, untouched, and unreachable. And perhaps that is why places like this still matter. Because in a world growing louder every day, Siberia stands in perfect silence, holding its secrets beneath the ice, waiting for no one. This is where the cold becomes eternal. This is where the world feels ancient. This is Siberia.